Hi guys, in this video we're gonna use the commutative property of multiplication and the associative property of multiplication to develop a multiplication strategy that can help us multiply large numbers easily. The commutative property of multiplication is simply a grouping property of multiplication. In this question, we're going to use the commutative property to make our multiplication easy. So that means we can group the 5 and the 2 first. This is because these numbers are easier to multiply. So that means we're going to multiply a 5 and a 2 to get a 10. And now our multiplication is easy to complete. So all we have to do is to multiply a 12 with a 10 to get 120. And that's the final answer. The associative property of multiplication is simply a ordering property of multiplication. So in this question, we're going to use the associative property of multiplication to rearrange these numbers so that they are easier to multiply. So we're going to rearrange them in such a way that the 25 and the 4 are next to each other because they are easier to multiply. Next, we're going to use the commutative property multiplication to group the 25 and the 4. So first we'll multiply 25 by 4 to get 100. And then now our multiplication is easy. So all we have to do is to multiply 8 by 100 to get 800. And this is the final answer. In this question, we're going to use the associative property of multiplication to rearrange the position of the 8 and the 4. To make our calculation easy. Now we're going to use the commutative property to group the 4 and the 25 because they are easier to multiply. And also we're going to group the 5 and the 8 because they are easier to multiply. So first we'll multiply 4 by a 25 to get 100. And then we'll multiply 5 by 8 to get 40. So now all we have to do is to multiply everything to get 8,000. 1000. And this is the final answer. Guys, thank you for watching, and remember, maths is not hard, it is just precise. See you on the next video.